shot program, which actually Deputy Commerce Secretary Don Graves helped lead prior to taking over this role. Certainly with a tight relationship over at Duke, a lot of the vaccine trials happening at Duke and UNC, and of course now we do see the president making his way down the steps of Air Force One, throwing a thumbs up to the delegation that is awaiting him. That is Governor Cooper, Mayor Elaine O'Neill, and Durham County Commissioner Brenda Howerton. Several other officials we can see from here. It looks like that is Valerie Foushee, the congresswoman in her first term representing Durham County. She won in a landslide back in November. And that is Wiley Nickel, a state senator who also won his race, the hotly contested race. He, a first-term congressman as well. So certainly a lot of local ties here accompanying the president back to North Carolina in Congressman Nickel and Congresswoman Foushee's case. The president now speaking with Mayor O'Neill and Chair Howerton. We can expect these pleasantries to take a few minutes before they will likely embark on their way out to Wolf Speed. He's slated to give remarks at 1:30. That likely will be late, depending on how quickly we can wrap up here. Again, he's expected to be in North Carolina for a few hours, touring that facility before making his way back here around 4:30. The schedule is a bit off. He departed about a half hour late, was able to make up some time in the air, though, as he exchanged pleasantries with local and state leaders. Now we're seeing Valerie Foushee embracing Governor Cooper. Next to her is Congressman Wiley Nickel. So again, this is a big trip, for the president as he touts some of the achievements of his administration. When it comes to clean energy, when it comes to manufacturing investments. Amber, you mentioned a few moments ago, this is a part of a 3-week tour. This is the first leg of it, spanning more than 20 states, in which the president, alongside Vice President Harris, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, and Second Gentleman Douglas Emhoff, alongside other cabinet members and administration officials, will be discussing those very efforts. And we've heard Governor Cooper throughout his term, but really a lot more in the last couple of years, highlight clean and green energy investments here in North Carolina, trying to make this an EV capital of the country as another alternate energy source and potentially another jobs boom with some of the companies we are seeing here. And that's certainly played out, whether it's with Siemens out in Lexington creating 500 jobs, or whether it's Toyota out in Liberty creating more than 2,100 jobs. Part of that's a $3.8 billion investment. Of course, VinFast in Chatham County, a $4 billion investment. Their goal is to hire 7,500 workers, eventually produce up to 150,000 vehicles per year. And then we have Wolf Speed, which has had a long presence here in the Triangle. 5 of its founders are NC State grads. They started up in 1987 with more than 3,000 employees today, and that number expected to rise fairly dramatically over the next 2 decades. Part of that $5 billion investment and 1,800 new jobs. We got into those details during our morning newscast and heard from the CEO who discussed the role its production facility plays when it comes to the production and manufacturing of electric vehicles. Now, semiconductor chips really a key talking point we are anticipating the president to address during his remarks later today. And it's something that's both an issue of economics and national security. It's been a point of emphasis for the president during his 2+ years, in office, and one we can anticipate hearing more from in trying to enhance that production. Stateside, the U.S. have been so reliant on foreign development and foreign creation of semiconductor chips, and during the course of the pandemic, we saw the supply chain and logistical headaches for so many companies and having to rely on that. And semiconductor chips obviously now just so important in so many things on a day-to-day basis. And also, especially here for North Carolina, home to Fort Bragg, the largest military installation in the world, it has major military investment and military usages. So when you're not able to produce semiconductor chips at the level that you need to, and you are reliant on other countries to do so, that could hold the U.S. back in staying up to date on its military technology. We're now seeing Governor Cooper entering the motorcade He will be in the motorcade with President Biden. And in that second motorcade will be Durham Mayor Elaine O'Neill, Durham County Chair Brenda Howerton, as well as Congressman Wiley Nickel and Congresswoman Valerie Foushee. We're now starting to see the press corps heading towards their vans. The president will be taking off in a matter of moments, both he and Governor Cooper now in that vehicle. We're now just waiting for the other members of the traveling party, administration officials, media members, and then guests who we just mentioned a moment ago to get in their respective vehicles. They will be taken over to Wolfspeed out in Durham County. The roadways are going to be impacted while the president and his accompanying delegation are going to be making their way over. There's a ground stop here in Terminal 2 for commercial flights. That will be lifted once this area is clear. That will also be the same case when there is a departure. Again, we have been told likely will be around 4:30. That timing is a bit up in the air because we are a bit behind schedule. The president was supposed to begin his remarks at 1:30. Obviously, that will not happen on time. So we are now starting to slowly see the motorcade move. They should be heading out of here just in the next couple of minutes.
Michael, thank you. I know that you have been there for some time. It's always a lockdown situation when the POTUS comes to town, and that is the case with Dewan over at Wolfspeed in Durham, which is where the president's motorcade is now headed at this hour. We're going to just give you a traffic advisory due to that motorcade that is now departing RDU. They will be expecting traffic delays and road closures to allow the president's motorcade to pass between RDU headed to Durham. So if you know someone that is out, or if you are out, this is what is going to be happening between RDU and South Miami Boulevard. These closures will also occur again when the president makes his way back to the airport, so please keep that in mind. Other areas affected include I-40 and 540, Page Road, South Miami Boulevard, and Chin Page Road. So you may want to find an alternate route, or just give yourself extra time if you're going to be traveling today as the president is in town. Now,